What's up everyone? Welcome back to my review of Men's Fashion Week. Today we are diving into the 5 biggest menswear shows from Milan Fashion Week. This season was incredibly interesting, presenting a big contrast from the last season's formal and classic menswear. This time around, it was all about relaxation, chilling out, and having fun. The collections emphasized looseness and sense of ease. We had also slight artisanal moods and preppy influences. Alright, let's get started and discuss it more detail. Prada is renowned for its clean lines, understated elegance, and intellectual approach to fashion. With minimalism at its core, the brand consistently reinvents and plays with corporate attire. Following last season's office and outdoors-inspired collection, the designers have now ventured into an intriguing and relevant theme for today's world: the interplay between after parties and work. The collection reimagines corporate attire, inspired by the transition from all-night parties to the harsh reality and nightmare of the morning after, when you realize you have to go to work, and you gotta dress like you have it together. The runway show began with models stepping out from a house, pulsating with light and electronic music, perfectly capturing the post-party scenario as they make their way to work. The initial look showcased simple yet iconic Prada signature aesthetics. V-neck sweaters, 90s dad trousers, some of them pretty heavy looking with imaginary belts printed on it. Wrinkled shirts layered under cardigans suggested a hurried departure from a wild night out. Every detail pointed to a crazy night, as if you had just found your clothes under the bed and rushed off to work. Outerwear was designed with questionable proportions, with sleeves ending just below the model's elbows. The cropped sleeves hinted they might have originally been owned by someone else, perhaps your mother, grandmother, or even a friend's mom. This concept brilliantly captured the disarray and spontaneity of post-party mornings. There was also a youthful optimism and the freedom to let things come together naturally, as described by Raf Simons backstage. We had more items with questionable proportions. Shrunken hoodies, cropped sweaters, and tops suggested that these garments were pre-loved. They were purposefully creased and aged. Imperfection is another sign of living of reality, explained Raf Simons after the show. Prada and Simons also played with unreal dynamism and perceptions, questioning the line between reality and illusion. Colored v-neck knits, which at first glance appeared layered over polo shirts, were actually single knit garments. This sense of visual deception was further amplified by mirrored sunglasses with lenses printed with seashores, seascapes, and other dream destinations you'd like to be transported to. Prada and Simons have always held a deep appreciation for art. The collection's t-shirts prominently featured artwork by Bernard Buffet, the renowned French expressionist painter. When asked about the significance of incorporated Buffet's work, the designer simply stated, "Basically, we like the graphic." These t-shirts were often paired with Prada boiler suits, featuring bold zipper details. Prada tailoring was designed in line with the collection theme, with wrinkled suits suggesting a rough night out. They embodied the designer's intent to capture youthful spontaneity and freedom. Raf Simons explains that sometimes when you are older, you start to overthink a lot and you limit yourself. When you're young, you just go. Footwear ranged from super flat shoes and sneakers to chunky soled styles, reminiscent of Prada's monolith boots. Alright, to summarize, it was another great collection from the designer duo, quite possibly their best collection so far. While it stayed true to the Prada's DNA, minimalist, elegant, and innovative, it also encapsulated Raf Simons' love for youth subcultures with a sense of freedom and authenticity. The exploration of after-parties and their aftermath was such a brilliant idea. Prada definitely deserves praise for its continued willingness to take risks in the fashion world. Sabato De Sarno presented his second menswear collection for the Italian luxury fashion house Gucci. He took over the brand during very turbulent time and had to navigate the brand through a crisis marked by declining sales. As a response to that, he steered the brand towards quiet luxury and put an end to Gucci's long-standing maximalist image. Anyways, this time De Sarno chose a very surprising collection theme: surfing. He called the collection New Encounters. The collection embodies a fusion of urban and coastal elements, celebrating encounters between city life and beach culture. He also incorporated art and museums into the picture by staging the show at the Triennale Museum in Milan. According to De Sarno, there is a connection between museum and surfing in a way that both the sea and the museums are open, nourishing spaces. The sea washes every shore without prejudice, and the museum is an entirely open space, nourishing those who are drawn to it, wrote De Sarno in the show notes. A big highlight of the collection was the designer's love for short shorts, which also aligned perfectly with the sexy menswear trend going around at Milan Fashion Week. The consistent use of short shorts in the collection was meant to evoke a sense of freedom, community, and open-minded spirit of those who congregate at museums and the ocean. Gucci boysuits and mesh polo shirts suggested a city look, presenting an elegant urban aesthetic with allure and intellectualism. Ocean and surfing-inspired looks were evidently done via coastal pieces, such as camp color shirts. The vibrant colors and infinity prints of surfers, dolphins, and hibiscus flowers express the essence of summer and seaside adventures. These shirts deviated from classic bowling shirts by incorporating 3 pockets borrowed from utility wear. Additional utility references were evident in chore jackets, which, while resembling corduroy, were actually crafted from embossed leather. The collection also included short jumpsuits, combining practicality and style for a perfect summer look. While De Sarno's signature style may still be evolving, one thing is clear: color plays a crucial role in his design process, and his aesthetic is distinctly marked by vibrant hues. This time around, he showcased super interesting color palette, including acid greens, synthetic purples, and bright orange. Despite the surfing theme, the collection included seaside impractical yet handsome pointed-toe horseback boots, reflecting the equestrian heritage of the luxury fashion house. There were also similar horseback loafers and scuba slip-ons. Formal wear unfolds in the collection in 2 shapes: one with 3 button sing-breasted suits that have a high breakline and pressed sleeves, the other with straight yet relaxed double-breasted jackets cut from light poplin. Alright, to summarize, I think the show was interesting and intriguing. However, it failed to deliver a cohesive narrative that would clarify the brand's future direction. While the collection was generally well received, it seemed to confuse everyone regarding De Sarno's signature aesthetic and style, which still remains unclear. This uncertainty is reflected in Gucci's revenues, which fell by 18% in the first quarter of 2024. This show is unlikely to reassure the brand's customers or win back their loyalty. As Gucci navigates its identity, it remains to be seen how De Sarno's vision will evolve and whether it will resonate with the brand's audience. Dolce & Gabbana presented their Spring-Summer 2025 menswear collection at Milan Fashion Week. The Italian designers explored formal wear and classic elegance in their past 2 collections, This season, they decided to shake things up with a relaxed, summer holiday-inspired collection titled Italian Beauty. Drawing inspiration from Italian holidays and the golden summers of the 1950s, the designers infused modern elements into this nostalgic theme, with actor Marcello Mastroianni serving as a main reference point. The collection captured the laid-back feel of Italian summer through sophisticated linen suits, cotton sweaters, amphora trousers, and V-neck shirts matched with Bermuda shorts. A standout feature was the introduction of woven creations made in Italy, the art of weaving, reminiscent of crochet, using materials like raffia and leather. This technique was applied to jackets, polo shirts, and sweaters, and added an unmistakable touch of Italian craftsmanship to each piece. As anticipated with a retro-inspired collection, polo shirts reigned supreme. Designers worked on a myriad of interpretations that demonstrated their versatility and creativity. Another major trend from Milan Fashion Week, the camp color shirt, also made an appearance. It perfectly aligned with the summer and holiday theme. Summer-inspired decorative highlights, such as coral embroideries, were incorporated across many outfits. These coral prints and intricate decorations elevated linen suits, shirts, and Bermuda shorts. Stripes, an essential element of 1950s menswear, appeared in vertical and horizontal patterns across shirts, vests, and Bermuda shorts. These stripes evoked a sense of nostalgia and introduced a sailor aesthetic to the collection. It was further explored through sailor scarves and sailor colors. The collection's accessories and footwear highlighted the brand's commitment to quality and Italian craftsmanship. The designer showcased sophisticated weekend bags, with the oversized, deconstructed Sicily bag as a major standout. Footwear followed the flat-sole trend seen across Milan Fashion Week, featuring lace-ups and moccasins crafted from woven leather. Watching this collection felt like stepping into a scene from the Netflix TV show Ripley, starring Andrew Scott and Dakota Fanning, which is also set in 1950s Italy. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. I love how Domenico and Stefano consistently explore different themes each season, continually surprising their audience and preventing their brand from becoming predictable. The execution of this collection was superb. It was a highly coherent and relevant exploration of retro-inspired Italian summer holidays. Another big plus was their dedication to quality and craftsmanship. The Italian luxury fashion house Fendi celebrated its 100th anniversary. This season, Silvia Fendi, the creative force behind the collection, aimed to convey multiple messages about the past, present, and future of the house through her designs. The Spring-Summer 2025 collection featured preppy style as the main theme of the collection. Silvia Fendi designed a new crest to commemorate such an important milestone. She explains that when you have 100 years of your story, you are part of this club of people that have been changing the rules of Italian fashion and building it into what it is today. Fendi's vision of her family house becoming a member of a club inspired her to reference various forms of club affiliation. This included football and rugby shirts, club ties, and cricket sweaters. Much of the attire seemed rooted in classical 20th century menswear forms and channeled that preppy British university look. Other inspirations included a photo of the Italian national football team taken at the airport in 80s. They were dressed in crested blazers and checks, and with Fendi weekenders at their feet. The preppy look was reinforced throughout the collection with a consistent use of shirts and ties, and a plethora of plots. Camp color shirts, a major trend this fashion week, also made an appearance on the Fendi runway. Just like we saw at Gucci, camp shirts here borrow the three pockets from the utility world. Silvia Fendi went even further and showcased some of them in shearling. A progressive subversion was often applied through sensual touches and detailing, such as asymmetric closures on shirts and sweaters with collarbones and shoulders exposed. "I wanted to liberate the shoulder," explained Fendi. Other eccentricities included suit jackets with sleeves slashed at the elbow. Cropped sleeves on Fendi's fluid tailored suits suggested an easygoing, effortless vibe, perfect for stylish summer days. This seasonal vibe was also evident in the flat footwear, a major trend at Milan Fashion Week. Fendi showcased hybrid shoes, half ballet flats and half slippers, a fitting choice for the summer season. While the collection showcased impressive fabrics and craftsmanship, overall, I feel like it was still a weak collection and lacked fresh ideas. The use of asymmetries and exposed shoulders is not an entirely new concept. We've seen this over and over in the past. Preppy style was a big trend this fashion week. Sadly, this collection was executed in a way that it felt rather dull. Sylvia Fendi is a talented designer, and hopefully we will see her creative spirit once again in the future collections. Moschino presented its highly anticipated Spring 25 collection, which marked a significant moment as it was the brand's first runway show in 2 years. Its longtime creative director, Jeremy Scott, left the house a year ago, and in January 2024, Adrian Epiolaza was appointed as a new creative director. Prior to his appointment, Epiolaza worked at Loewe for 10 years as Menswear design director under Jonathan Anderson. In his debut menswear collection for Moschino, the Argentinian designer intertwined 3 loose narratives: a shift from formality to freedom, the archival landscape of the founder Franco Moschino, and his own journey. He designed the runway accordingly, featuring a variety of suitcases piled up in a large industrial location in Milan. This concept of lost and found luggage served as a metaphor for the designer's journey of discovery and exploration, moving from a chaotic life towards a chosen paradise. The collection kicked off with playful irony and freedom of expression, which are core values of the Italian fashion house. His ironic takes on corporate attire included real shirts but with unreal suspenders. There was also a 4-button suit accessorized with 3 hats. Whimsical and fun elements such as eggs and banana jewelry on Moschino suits and shirts highlighted the brand's tradition of drawing inspiration from pop culture, including cartoons, fast food, and everyday objects. Other archival references included Franco Moschino's survival jacket from 1992, which Adrian adapted for city life with modern essentials like hand sanitizer, notepads, pens, and other stationery in its many pockets. His designs also reflected Moschino's innovative and irreverent approach to fashion, often challenging traditional fashion norms through the use of unconventional materials and unexpected design elements. With Euro 2024 football tournament this summer, Adrian took the opportunity and reflected this in various runway looks, such as a soccer ball sweater and the Italian flag couple, a homage to the designer's new creative home, Italy. Adrian also explored Moschino's love for bold colors and eye-catching prints. He did that via his exploration of life outdoors and played with a lot of flowers and duck prints. The outdoorsy feel was further enhanced with a touch of utility and functionality. Relaxed, white overalls were matched with lime green shirts, featuring pop art elements like chimpanzee print. This combination of prints and contrasting colors all stayed true to Moschino's tradition. It's interesting to note that Epiolaza's first job in his birth country of Argentina was at an insurance company. Reflecting on his experience, he shared that wearing a suit to work made him feel like a prisoner. Fast forward 30 years later, he took the opportunity and expressed this sentiment. he showcased a paper suit which appeared to have been shredded in a shredding machine, symbolizing the designer's liberation from those constraints. Overall, the collection was a super safe start for Adrian, as he gravitated towards reinstating the house values and traditions, such as bold and playful designs, ironic approach to fashion, and pop culture references. It would be premature to draw any meaningful conclusions based solely on his first collection. Hopefully, we will see more of Adrian's personal touch and influences in his future collections. Alright, again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.